Greetings everybody. Here we are. It's time for our first test of 2025, and we're bringing out the usuals. We've thrown Yuna in there just for funsies. Not particularly with the best character. There we go. So we have Mont here. We have our usual bunch. We have Sephiroth with the general 68 evasion. Gonna see what he can do. 111 speed, 12k HP, and 1658 attack. How does he compare to Mont, a physical-based tank? Well, actually, pretty close. Yeah, again, Sephiroth is fully reincarnated, and we can see the accuracy, the 126 speed as the friend unit. Not my favorite build that we've seen all year, but the year just started. But we also have a magical attacker today, just to test out some magical attacks against our new character. Is there much else to say? Don't think so. Let's get in and start testing. Especially, of course, I know everybody is really interested in that spike effect, so test it out. Alright, and one of Mont's ability, the Luck Down ability, does have no friendly fire on. That was something that I did not mention in the previous video. So that's going to be a little bit troublesome for talking about this, but not too terrible. We can already see that Mont, ready to go as he is, 80 AP as a start, 13,008 HP. I misspoke there. We can see already a lot of the abilities that are on here, and just from the build, not much in AoE or single target or resistance, but let's test him out and just see where we can get. Starting off with the Limit Burst, hitting pretty hard for these characters. About 7,900, 3,500, 0% hit chance. Again, this accuracy issue, at least for now with the friend build, isn't too terribly surprising, but we'll test out a few other of such as, well, we do have, let's just go find the right one here. There you go, 100% hit chance against Sephiroth. Not a problem. 3,335 damage for an initial opening. You can also get this, so we can't test his large AoE, unfortunately, against Sephiroth, but we know it's a 25% luck deduction, which will definitely hurt this guy of his evasion capabilities. Alright, so let's test out some abilities. We'll start off with the King Mont special. Make sure that we're casting the right one. All of those are now active. We can get Sephiroth here, starting to his AP. Especially if I right ability. I did not. Whoops. Of course, Yuna getting her stuff ready. And we brought Ramada today just because I feel like she is an off chance that Spear and Mont could work. Haven't really looked at the vision cards too terribly much yet, and that's fine. We'll just wait. Alright, so we have generating AP. We're getting all buffs set up. Alright, and we're back with Mont. We do have his Limit Burst accessible. We can now see that we're doing pretty much no damage whatsoever, but immobilized chance, 73% chance against Mont, 80% chance against Sephiroth, and 42% chance, which is pretty good for a physical-based character. We can also test out a few other attacks really quickly. So there you go, we can get through barriers, such as with abilities such as this. So Mont is pretty good. We're also decreasing healing power with this, given that characters like Gilgamesh enjoy healing themselves a fair bit with all of their abilities. A 40% reduction does hurt his chances of actually surviving the fight. Alright, next ability we are going to look at, we are not going to be casting the increased chain resistance ability. We want to cast this. Nope. All right, my bad. Backward. This is the one we want. All right. Make sure that everything's good. And now here we go. So Sephiroth, fire off that limit burst. 3,853 damage, which is pretty good considering that, again, we didn't stack really that much in terms of single target or AoE resistance. We can also see Curse is down at 20%, just as proof of concept, 74% against Renata, and a 87% chance against Yuna. So quite nasty there. Just take out a few other attacks. Pretty good at surviving against the damage coming to him. Most of it quite heavily reduced already without the build being exceptionally good with better equipment and just ease of, you know, equipping whatever we want. And if we just bring in potentially a little bit closer, we can see a little bit of that single target resistance as well. Brought up very, very close, and Mont's doing quite nice. We'll just back that off, arc Sephiroth there, and fire off a magic-based attack. And this is one of the things that, from checking out some other videos, that I was also impressed with. The initial impression I was thinking when I saw Mont's preview was going to be that, oh, he's just going to be really good against physical based attacks. He's going to be really bad against magical. That isn't the case. He actually has quite a bit of capability of reducing the magical based damage a lot, as you can see here, taking less damage than Yuna, less damage than Ramada. If we just take a look here, you know, 4,000 points of damage, but really once you're stacking about 20k worth of HP, this isn't that much at all. Sorry, hair in my mouth. My bad. All right, so we'll fire a few off. Attacks off. And now that we have Mont's abilities here ready, let's just try hitting a few characters while we're at it. Getting that Yuna buff there for Yuna attack. Now let's bring in Ash and Mont. Try out a single target, 4,566 damage. Nice. And we'll try it. I do believe that I have the spike attack checked on here, but just in case, we'll try and be a little bit nice. And again, Mont's effect of decreasing physical damage taken by allies, not himself, is active. So this is keeping Yuna and Ramada safe against some of the DPS that is coming here. Where'd my AoE? See if we can't trigger that. Doesn't seem like it. So let me just double check 1 sec to make sure that I have this correct. All right, should be active, but we'll just double check here. At least I... Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'm sorry. 1 more sec. This is a new effect, and I want to make sure that I am getting it correct. Alright, apologies everyone. What was basically happening was that I was playing, or it was happening, but the effect is so fast at the speed that I'm playing that it didn't. So what I'm doing is just going to borrow a little bit of Peachin's video right here to demo it against Cypher. So as you can see, a physical attack is triggered. And there is the result. So 2,138, that is the ability called the Leonis Spike, which is the support skill that generates hate. If you have triggered that ability, then this will be active as well. It triggers only 4 times per cast, but as you can see, 2,138 damage goes through to Mont, where 1,282 goes back. Now, if we just reverse that, now if you saw that very quickly, the total was 3,035 damage. Now, basically, some of that damage gets reduced and thrown back to the opponent. But there is the actual demonstration of it. It's a little bit difficult to show, but you can get an idea for essentially how much it is doing. It is only working for physical-based attackers, so do remember that when you are considering getting this character. But anyway, getting back to it, I think that honestly, Mont's kit is quite complete for an attacker like this and a defender as well. He's not primarily dealing damage, but if he's dealing damage as well as other things, like here you can see that he triggered regen with his Trust Mastery skill, pretty good at casting the abilities that need to be cast and keeping other characters safe. I think that also something that maybe wasn't necessarily best demoed, but is functionally working because we've seen it in the preview of how it's supposed to work. The fact that Mont does have that physical damage based reduction was doing a fair bit to keep other characters like Yuna and Ramada here. And once you combine the survivability and DPS of Mont with other characters that do follow-up attacks and whatnot based on other characters' attacks such as Yuna, I think it really brings the whole team together. Of course, want to see more demos of the character in the future, and just in case you didn't see it in the last video, we'll go over very quickly. Do check out the Limit Burst animation because I did not show it off. My apologies. But anyway, just right over. I can find the right screen. Here's the animation since I did miss it, but I was really focused in on showing off that spike-based effect. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this has made some people decide whether or not they want this character, but you know, if you're waiting for more details, I'll have updates later in the week as to how it is progressing, and I am quite interested in seeing Peachin's test videos because, yes, I'm on Team Light. Thanks so much for watching. Later.